Woo! So I'm kind of obsessed with this idea of helping people survive at a blues jam. Oh, let's look at another riff. I always do this. Whoa. Uh-oh, I'm going to tell a story. In about 1976, I always do this too. But I'm thinking of something in the far past, so. But my son does the same thing. He's a teacher in Japan. But in 1976, I rode my little bike downtown and got a book about lead guitar, or blues guitar. And I got it home and opened it up, and it had tablature, and I learned to read tablature. I'm going to adjust the camera. In about 1976. And I read this tablature, and it had a riff. It had one of those little floppy records, and I put it on my record player. I'm like, I was not even sure what blues was, but I knew I needed to learn it. And so the riff they showed in this book, the first one, was actually pretty awesome. I'm going to show you that riff. I remember it. Yeah, it goes like this. Then probably went over to C. Repeats. That's 12-bar blues. So the reason I'm laughing is because I was like really suspicious of everything, and I thought, I didn't want to waste my time, and I didn't want to just waste, I don't know. I thought it might be rubbish, but then I'd go over to my friend's house, and they would have a variety of albums. They would play them, and I'm like, that sounds familiar, and I could play along with stuff. Because of that riff, it just opened up everything. So that was the key of G, and that's not a bad foundation for learning blues. Everything kind of came together for me after that. It really did. I could play by ear. It was a miracle, really, because I was a terrible student and not a good athlete and socially extremely awkward. And guitar fixed all that for me, so that's why I'm laughing or smiling, because I'm just thinking all the good things that came out of that riff. So that was a G, which is I gotta say, you gotta know G, and you gotta know it fast. There can't be any, well, I got it in a book under my bed, or it's on a piece of paper, or I'll get back to you. The song will be over, the band will be packed up and driving home by the time you've found your book. So you have to know 3rd fret fat string is G. No more excuses. No more, okay? There's your G. Okay, I've heard them all. This is an octave, very simple. Boom, boom, can you see that? There's your big G, and there's your higher G. That's the 4th string, 5th fret. Low G, and the kind of a middle G. Index and ring, index and ring. Boom. And if that's too big of a stretch, you gotta be practicing a little more and get your hand stretched out a little bit every day. Okay, that's G, G. Then you got an F, which is 4th string, 3rd fret. 3 notes. Boom, bum, bum. And your 4th note is a D, which is 5th string, 5th fret, with the ring finger. So that was like 43 years ago I figured this out, or something like that, and it's amazing to still be playing and having fun all these years later. So that's your G chord. Usually you're going to do 4 of those. Yeah. Then you go to the C, which is 1 string towards the floor. I call that over. This way's up, this way's down, and this is over. Either towards the floor or up towards the ceiling. All right, So there's C, do 2 C's. Oh, 1, 2. Then you gotta get in your timing, of course, and your G. 2 G's. Here comes your D, which is 5th fret, 5th string. So you do one of those, 1 C, and a G, 1 D. Oh, 1, 2, 3. So you gotta count, you gotta be in time. You can't be speeding up and slowing down. It's all got to be pretty instantaneous. It's not that hard, but you can't be slowing down and speeding up. Most people speed up and slow down all the time. Speeding up is worse. If you come to the blues jam, you'll be playing with a really good drummer, and he will keep you in time. But until then, you should work with a metronome. You can look on YouTube and find like a drum beat, simple drum beat on YouTube, something like 50 beats a minute. That's BPM. 50 beats a minute, 50 BPM. Then try 60. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 70. 3, 4. I'm tapping my foot. So on my own metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Maybe I'll stretch this out. I'm having fun. This is my fun time too. It's my chance to talk. Okay. If you do a G7 chord, that'd be a bar chord. Your index finger's gotta be super straight, not bent like that. Most people, I'll say, make your finger straight, and they'll go, got it, Brooke, come on. And then as soon as they go to the guitar, why isn't it working? Because your finger's bent, dude. It's got to be straight, 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 and flat, right there. Use your thumb on the back to help crush down flat. These fingers are going to go middle on 3rd string, 4th fret, ring on 5th string, 5th fret. These two are on their tips. Tip, 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 crazy. Now you don't have to squeeze like, you know, thousands of pounds of pressure. It's just enough to get the sound, so don't wear yourself out. It's more like repetition versus brute force. If you just do it once, get frustrated and quit, that's not good. You're gonna wanna just try a little bit. When your hand gets tired, let it cool off for a few minutes and come back and hit it again. Every day, you'll have it down. If you only do it once a month, your hand's not gonna get used to it. All right, so that's your G7 chord. 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Cool. Then your C is up to the 8th fret. You can do the same shape. There's many C7s, but let's go up to 8th fret. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. There's D at the 10th fret. You gotta know your frets and you gotta know them fast. So 10th fret D, you gotta memorize that right now. 2, 3. And your C, and G, and your D. You can, I'm going like kind of 12-8, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, like a 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, blueberry, 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 blueberry. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1. That's easy. Just gotta focus and repeat. That's just a little lick I made up on the fly. And you'll get good at improvising. It's really fun. So I was going 3rd fret, 1st string, index finger. That's a G. So you got to know the G quick. There can't be any fumbling around. When we say give me a G, it's got to be right there. Okay, G. That's that thing we were doing yesterday. Index, pinky, index. G, B flat, G. So that's 3rd fret to 6th fret. Oops. Gotta get right up to that middle fret, I always say, and I didn't do it. That's the gnarliest little solo I can think of. That's simple. Nobody wants anything complicated anyway. So if you play really simple, people will dig it. If you play all kinds of crazy, complicated things, people will just go back to their phones. And then 2nd string, 6th fret, that's an F. F leads to G. That B flat leads to G. We're in the key of G, so G is the root. There's your root note. You gotta know your root. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. And 2 and 3. That lick also works on C. I changed it a little bit. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Well, I'm stretching this out a little too long, so just don't forget to learn your, like, I gotta get this guitar back to the guy I was getting it fixed up for. I can't stop using it for demonstrations because it's just so cool. It's like old K. My mom's last name was K. K-A-Y. And my grandparents were K's. My cousins are K's. I think it's okay. Okay, see you later.